we're recording a game called Tales of Zestiria, released in 2015 for the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 in Japan. And we are 35 hours in out of probably total 15. Maybe not 15, 50, but maybe 45. We're getting there. I don't like those blue. I do like these guys. Look at they so happy. Cyclops.
It's a Cyclops. Emphasis on the Z. Get it?
Not really. Just give us the battle tips, please.
I do not do very much to them. Damage is fine, we're just not getting like any power hits. I don't know, it's not a hard enough fight. Oh, we got one. It's not a hard enough fight where it was worth checking what is good against Therians, but can't cross that. That'll be our way back. Please leave. The please leave was not directed at you. It was directed at the squid. Her. Oh, well, now I have to... Let's just reset the aggro. Well, then we can look at what's here. Ugh, this place is a maze. Amazing. I'm just gonna go up the way here. Oh, it's just gonna catch me.
I like your mocks.
I can tell I'm hitting. Oh, I just totally whiffed that dodge. Yeah, I think if I were remaking this game, I would make it easier to gain BG on offense. Ray, use your Armatus. I know there's a button that I can force him to use Armatus, but it's hard. It's hard to remember what button that is on short notice. Good combo. Excuse me. I'm just gonna... Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm sorry. I'm coming into your home and stealing your belongings. And I'm just gonna leave. Bye. Didn't deserve that, really. Could have been a nice one. Can't go that way. I can go that way, but... That's the way... Oh, that's the way back. Okay. 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 Don't kill me, wolf. Just a little further. I just need to make it a little further. Thank you. Bye. So what's new today? Oh, don't even think about it. Don't look at me. He just left. He just left.
This probably doesn't suck.
Oh, he's back. Oh, he's back. Okay. Hey, that worked pretty well. I could just use... One of the reasons, you know... I made fun of this a while ago. I'm like, I just feel like it's not that useful. There are definitely a lot of times where this would have been useful, now that I'm, like, thinking about it. They're, like, for sure... I can tell now how useful that is, because they catch on to me from far away, and I don't think that would happen as much if I were using stealthy feet. But it keeps things interesting. It keeps things interesting. If nothing else. Lindver. Lindworm. It's like a lindworm, right? Is what that's supposed to be a joke about. Oh. Negates wind resistance is huge, but I want to know. I want to know what it is. You know? The problem is, so here's the thing. We're never going to be able to get 10. We don't have enough equipment slots. Unfortunately. Because if we look at... We only have 1, 2 spots left. Although, actually, maybe we can, because we can just get new boots. So we can. Yeah. Grab some new boots, and we'll put this on there. And if this sucks, then we can just get rid of the boots. If it's not as good as negating wind resistance. Easy. Easy for us. What's it do? 35 chance to convert wind damage to 1. To 1 what? Oh, damage that he takes? I feel like that's not as good, actually. What was I thinking? I could have put him on protective hops. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna speed run for a second. I'm gonna speed run. I got lost a little bit right as I said I was gonna speed run. But we're just gonna, you know, we're just gonna be a little quick about it. Oh shit. I didn't realize it was still chasing and I turned around. We don't even have to escape, I don't care. It's just a fight. This is the point of the game, is to fight sometimes. I just cannot hit the Raging Tide combo. I just can't do it. Okay, you gotta get out of the way, though. Yeah, like that. That's fine. That's fine. You also. Don't mind me. And you, sir, yes, I'm busting in again. It was barely even worth coming over here. It was barely worth it yet again. There was a plant somewhere. I didn't see where that was. We're just gonna have to not, or maybe it was in this area. Fight him. You. That didn't work. Oh, I just died. How did I die? I keep dying. Okay, well. Do it. Do something.
So tell me, how does love make you two feel?
I feel like I want this jerk to get away from me. Is that love?
Oh yeah, that's love for sure.
Love takes many forms. I see. Remove the ego from a love-hate relationship and what's left? Must be hate.
Must be. Excuse me. Out of the way, please. There's the plant. That was the plant. Okay, we didn't miss it.
Herbs around here.
Alright. We're back where we need to be. Zavid, you're gonna put on... protective hops. Actually burning capacities. Okay, this sucks equipment-wise. Oh, man. What was the other one? I can look at, these suck. This is not much better, but is slightly better. My mom is calling me. Oh, I'll leave it on so you can hear. Hi, Mom. How's it going? It was good. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, this was my third one, so. Yeah. Did I run it? I didn't run it by him. Not really, but I don't think it's necessary. Exactly. No, I don't think so. I know you would have, but I'm not you. I am in the middle of something. Well, I can confirm that you are coming like around noon on Saturday. Okay. Yeah, and Ian will be home later that afternoon, and then we can go stop by in Framingham. Yeah. That's fine. I don't think so. Walk Jasper, but that, yeah, I think that's fine. Right. Do you have anything you want to get for lunch? Okay. Alright, I will see you then. Call me when you're close so I can let you in. Okay. Love you. Bye. That was fun. I'm glad I remembered an enemy was right there. Okay. That took 7 minutes to get back here. But it was worth it. It was worth it. I hope. Double chance, 20% chance of 4 times wind power increase. That's a pretty good. I would say. And now we just need Phoenix, which we won't get for a long time. I don't think. I don't know how we're ever going to get that. I would like it if we did.
Tried it myself, but I'm sure it's tasty.
It's an achievement, even. Yeah, let's fight him.
Okay, here goes. We can get going on.
Who's hitting me? What? Oh, okay. Here's the thing! Oh, it was stunned. I could have done a Banish Blast, and I was holding RT, and it didn't go. Didn't happen. Stunner. Stunner so I can Banish Blast. That's all I care about on this planet Earth. Oh, she's stunned! I could have done it. I wasn't even paying attention. We can check this way first.
There might be something nearby.
Those are both really good chests. That was completely worth it. Don't mind me. He saw me. Oh, this sucks. I know it's weak against fire, but someone needs to get the goddamn squid lady. Do the thing! They're stunned and I'm holding RT. Why isn't it going? I hate Banish Blast. I think this game has a slight poverty of buttons. Because I'm pretty sure Banish Blast was its own button when I played on the keyboard. I had it bound to like V or something, that's why I always forgot to use it on keyboard, is because it was bound to just a random button.
What a formidable opponent!
But in this game, I'm not even forgetting to do it. Every time I remember it, it just doesn't work. I'm sure there's a reason. I rarely think games just don't work. No, you don't notice me! It was blue. There it goes. It's fast. It's supposed to be fast against stunned enemies.
formidable opponent.
Not really. You just don't you don't ever dodge, Saray. You never dodge.
It seems there's a treasure chest near us.
It's a darkness disruptor. The most powerful. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I like it, in fact. I would even say I like it. That's back the way I came. So I'm gonna go this way. And go here. Brilliant. My mind is astounding. A navigational prodigy. Can I go this way? I would like to. Just because this way there aren't any enemies. Oh, and it's a dead end. Woo. Who said I wanted to avoid this battle? How are none of them dead yet? Wow, Edna, so greedy. Where are they? These buffoons. Thank you, Edna.
So tell me, how does love...
Okay. Surely something's over here.
What's that?
This. I knew there had to just be something. There had to be something.
Huh? Looks normal enough to me. But the tree.
My water's empty.
Because of the
Can fill it
ivy.
before I hit record.
It's dead.
The ivy used the tree for its own growth. But in the process, it blocked the light and the tree withered and died. Yes, that's kind of how nature works. But it's so sad.
Oh. Wait, you're not thinking about how it goes between seraphim and shepherds, are you?
Yes. Huh? How naive can you be? I know it in my head, but... you're a Prime Lord. You should be stronger than this. Yes, I know. If Saray withered and died, it'd be your fault. Very much so. Then why don't you switch up your metaphor? Be the tree instead, who selflessly supported her viney companion to the very end. The shepherd's a flower, and he needs you in order to bloom. Yes. Huh?
Just trying to cheer you up, Lila.
Keep your footnotes out of my speech, thanks.
I love the way Edna's written. Keep your footnotes out of my speech. It's such an evocative way to say what she was trying to say. Keep your footnotes out of my speech. Me to my editors. Not really, though.
That's...
I love footnotes. I overuse footnotes, if anything. Who wants a grape gel? Lila does.
Looking for a fight? Oh, you found it.
Forgot I had that move. It's like, one thing about the Banished Blasts, you know, aside from them even being super slow, if you have to be in a combo to do it. If you press RT when you're not in a combo, you'll just start casting a heal. So, like, you've made a situational thing even more situational. I just think, I don't know. I think it's a neat idea even. It's just, I mean, for one, it's not as valuable as Mystic Arts or heals half the time. So, I'm just gonna fight her. Trying my best to... Okay, I just gotta... I love this Mystic Art. This is my favorite in the game. I need to just remember to not use Scrap Toss. I'm going to Life Bottle Lila. I'm going to Life Bottle Lila again, and this time I'm going to say prioritize defense. And then I'm going to die, because I was busy helping Lila survive. What are you going to do? You're going to build my BG is what you're going to do. Not that time, though. Okay, fine. Get out of here. Oh my god, Lila. Should use this. Okay, when I said prioritize defense, you didn't need to literally do no attacking. That... Anata no heart o nico nico ni. I know I'm poisoned. I'm trying to... I thought I switched it to focus attacks. I totally did. It's on focus attacks. Okay, fine. I'll heal myself since these guys are useless. Charge. Fine. 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 It was no longer on prioritized defense and they were still doing it. They were still just waiting. Fine. It's not like Zavid needed the XP anyway. That was obnoxious. Sometimes Tails AI... Granted, I completely underuse the strategy feature. But, like, sometimes it's just garbage. Like, I haven't even looked at strategy in a long time. Like, you can do stuff like this. That's quite helpful. I don't bother you with that. So I guess I can't. That must be what it is. Saray, take risks. Rose, never mind. Let's go fight a big rock.
Well, here comes trouble.
That's a rock, Zavid. Maybe I'll control Saray here.
Looking for a fight? Found it.
It's
Self-explanatorily huge! Oh, I see.
Were you hoping to explain?
Oh, it's faster than I thought it was. I thought that attack was going to come out a little bit slower than it did. It is an armored unit, which means you can use something, you know. Yeah, this is just an enemy that, like, you probably can interrupt, but not being able to interrupt it is kind of the gimmick. Just oh, there's something. Nice. That was pretty clean. Where the fuck's the old man?
A lot more dangerous. We need to find it. What was that?
Oh, he just apparated because I skipped the text.
You just cut through those walking stones.
Hell yeah, I
It's not
did.
like that. It's called a heli. Stay away from me, you monster!
What? I'm the
What's the deal? We're really after the iris, true, but Saray isn't just about that.
Hey, well, at least
If you saw someone,
Yeah.
if you saw a pile of walking stones
Look,
and a human
Zestiria.
That researcher
kill it,
Well, looks like we got a souvenir out of it.
why would you think the human is the monster?
All right.
You're like, ah, that pile of walking stones, totally normal. Oh my god, this passerby just murdered them. What has he done? Monster! I guess it's like, how are you so powerful? You must not be human, I guess is the... He's a priest. He should know about the shepherd. He's an archaeologist. Old man. He got old. Those low poly, low texture, smooth texture lizards. Were once normal travelers, I think. Hey, it's Heldolf. Oh no, it's Heldolf.
And that was the moment that Heldolf, the Lord of Calamity,
was born.
He was a human being once, just like us. Unbelievable as it is.
Yes. He may have been a cold military leader, but he had genuine love for his family.
How could someone like him turn into the Lord of Calamity?
That's the problem.
Well,
Attachment.
He did lose his family.
I don't know. It felt like more than anything that happened to him, the transformation was born of his own resolve.
Could be.
Attachment leads to fear.
It's probably not anything we can
Fear
ever
leads to
truly
anger.
understand.
Anger leads to
I
hate.
can tell this much.
And
Haldol
hate is the
finally
path
gave up.
to the dark side.
He couldn't fight back any longer.
We can... I'm gonna walk back, but I'm just gonna save first, just in case. Ooh, Orkton Historia completed!
Historia?
Yay!
We're still missing something crucial. How did Heldolf end up that way?
Because everyone around him died.
We know all too well what hardship he's been through.
Whoa there, Sheps. Don't tell me you're sympathizing with him.
Is it
He's a Heldolf sympathizer!
Sheesh, Lila, this is cruel. I liked it better when he was a faceless bad guy. You can chop those to bits.
It's kind of ironic, because he
Sorry.
But really though,
He kind of...
how are we
He
supposed
is
to figure
faceless
out the
bad
right
guy.
thing to do?
Well, is Lila even telling
He's
us
one of
if
the
we're
most
the right
faceless bad
answer,
guys in this
or-
franchise.
Oh, Zavid.
Dang, sorry.
Maybe that's
So
it.
now what? Just standing around talking like this isn't gonna solve
Maybe
anything.
Earth and Historia are just too
Right.
vague, fuzzy, and
now anyway.
detached. Maybe they're just too vague, fuzzy, and detached to actually feel like we're actually getting background of the main villains. So I don't know. Maybe it's like, you know, Yggdrasil and Duke and oh god, especially Artorias. You know, we're learning about sort of as we go firsthand in a way. Although a lot of Yggdrasil is like not true flashbacks, but like talking about stuff that happened 1,000 years ago, kind of like this is. But you know, a lot of it is just like integrated into the story, whereas in this game they're just little like PowerPoints from as a reward for side quests, and maybe that's too detached. I don't know. It's a neat idea, but I don't think it works. I think it does not make you feel like you know Heldolf.
I see. So Lila avoided speaking about it directly by asking Maven the storyteller to help her out. Ouch! Damn
I mean, I
it,
love
that's
this game,
not
but
what
I do
use
not
umbrella
love.
for.
I do not think Heldolf is a great
You have no
villain.
idea how the mind
I
of
un-
a lady works. Ouch!
I maybe
Hurts.
like him more than
Dang,
most.
what an
Like,
ice queen. Ouch! Dang!
I think he works as.
We needed someone to break the tension.
Yo-ho.
I think he.
Rose
I
might be-
like him as a foil to Velvet,
Aw.
or not a foil, but a
Let's hurry to Logren.
A-
I'm sure the old man
not a
will be waiting
response
for us
because it's
there.
what comes first.
rare that we
I
ever
I
get the
like
same
how
place the
Velvet
Logren
is
is.
a response
For
to
sure.
him,
I mean, he's an
and I like how
explorer and all.
he
Is there
lays a
any real reason
foundation
why,
for
though?
Velvet. I just
You really need to ask?
I guess there's no point in worrying about it.
Yep.
I maybe
They say
didn't
fear
appreciate.
is often greater than something.
Greater than danger, you mean?
I maybe didn't appreciate the first time I played it, and I might not have even realized the first time I played it. Because when I played this, I was just doing side quests for the sake of doing side quests. And I'm not sure I recognized that they were actually mandatory and that they were the
There might be something nearby.
they were like the meat and potatoes of the story almost. Like, I think that's something that people rightfully criticize about this game, I'll say. I think there's a lot that isn't rightfully criticized. Or, I shouldn't say isn't rightfully criticized, but there's a lot of things that people criticize that I actually quite like.
Saray, look carefully at the ground.
And that's not one of them. I have never said, and probably never will say, that this game has a great story. Or, not story. The story's okay. The plot is not. If you understand that distinction. It's like a lot of the story is just kind of fetch questy. Not literally fetch questy, but side questy. Our quest is that we're the shepherd. And because we're the shepherd, we go on this journey. And this journey involves, you know, first we travel the world. I don't know. I actually think the beginning's okay. You know, we're going to help settlements in need. And we're just going around doing that.
It seems there's a treasure chest.
And then we sort of learn about these trial shrines around the same time we get Rose after the big fight in Glavend. And we spend the second act of the story sort of just
How's this for a start?
going to these shrines. Not because world events are pushing us there, but it's just like this is the next step on our quest. And then after that, the next step on our quest is
Too bad though. We didn't get to hear his stories about the ruins.
Dezel's
It's all
garbage
right.
stuff.
Even if we'd have met with him, he probably wouldn't have
That's
listened
the
to your
capstone to
ideas.
Act 2.
Fine.
But what we know
And then a lot of
is
Act 3 is
after experimenting firsthand.
Even if our conclusion.
I'll say.
just gathering leftovers by doing little tiny quests.
Coming.
I don't know. I think it's a neat idea that wasn't... The quests, a lot of them just lack substance. Like, that one was... Go to this area to find an archaeologist who studies iris gems. And then we fight a big rock, which has nothing to do with anything. Then the archaeologist shows up and says, "Ah!" and leaves. And now we have an iris gem. In fact, the fact that he's an archaeologist didn't actually matter at all, did it? I'm not gonna go back that way. What was this? I got that save point in case we need it. Which we might not anymore. That might be a real side quest. Like a true blue side quest that's optional. Alright. Let's save here. I've saved several times in the past 3 minutes. And let's sleep here. And let's restock items. Oh, I'm not going to buy all those all divides. I didn't mean to do that. What does elixir do? Give us some sauteed cactus.
Sauteed cactus, huh?
Can't believe people even thought about eating something like this.
But it is pretty delicious.
Well, if you think about it, there's not really much for people to eat in this area. Ancient wisdom. That's what it must be.
Humans sure have it rough. Can't be easy living in a situation where you need food to survive, and there just isn't any. That's exactly why they need to come up with ways to survive in their given land. It's just like the Seraphim. After all, we aren't sustainable just by ourselves either.
That's right. I hope we can rebuild that relationship where both humans and Seraphim work together and coexist. We're dependent on each other. Right, Nikleo?
I guess I never really thought about it, honestly. It just seemed natural when you and I were growing up together.
Wasn't that the standard a long time ago?
Yes. Hopefully we can go back to those days.
That's exactly why we're working so hard.
Alright. Okay. I'm gonna save again, so I don't have to do that again. If what I think will happen in about a second does in fact happen.
Find anything?
We know that Heldalf was stricken with a great deal of pain and hardship.
It seems almost like some kind of curse.
I can see that. Bound to the curse that is eternal loneliness.
Who else do we know who's cursed?
During our most recent encounter with him, he taunted Saray, preying on his emotions and trying to bait him into becoming a fallen shepherd. But afterwards, he reached out to Saray and tried to convince him to join his ranks.
The Lord of Calamity.
I want to know, just what happened to Heldalf to make him the man we see today?
But that would infringe on the old man's taboo.
We don't even have a clue what that really means. Maybe this is selfish of us, but still.
Is there no chance you can help?
Follow me.
Maven, are you sure about this?
There's no point in stories if we lose the future in which to tell them. No taboo is worth that fate.
The bushy eyebrows are clipping through her glasses. I should fix that. Can I fix this quickly? Edit. Placement. Placement. No. No. I can do this. So they're over, and I can do this so that they're behind. I think that's it. Easy. Let's climb up Loringen. I feel like I've definitely missed the gold key somewhere. I'm positive I had found it at this point. Oh, the flowers. The room where you meet Melchior.
Man, nice. Check it out. That huge thing has carvings.
Hey, what's
all over
Melchior's
it.
last name?
Is this from the era of the gods? I've never seen anything like it
Weird.
before.
Parallels.
Oh boy, more fodder for our resident nerds.
It's like this game is a big reason why Berseria is so good or something. But what do I know?
I remember this place was in the Celestial Record.
Is that a monolith? Oh good, they gave us a save point here.
Wait,
Of course.
that's...
To most people, this monument is nothing more than a lump of rock. However, the storyteller of time can harness its true capabilities.
The storyteller of time?
The one who passes stories to future generations. Stories of humans, Seraphim, Hellions, Shepherds, the Lord of Calamity.
Which
It is
storyteller
my
of time
plan whom
fucked it
fate
up
has fallen.
and changed the name from demons to
The
Hellions
storyteller is to be a dispassionate observer
and
who
Malachim
must
to
not
Seraphim?
interfere in world events. But I am prepared to accept the consequences.
Is that an Earthen Historia?
There are more of them?
The others were fine, but this one had to be shielded from the eyes of men. So I kept it for myself.
Then this must be...
Yes, this is a record of the dawn of chaos. Come, experience the truth of the dawning of this age. Perceive the light. Perceive the darkness. Place your hands upon the monolith. Then, close your eyes. Forashkus were kusaresko, wervek furiek ohish kehem omem. Do not ponder the answer for now. Simply feel. Understand?
The answer.
What happened?
Where is this? I've never seen this place before.
We're experiencing the dawn of chaos. So I suppose this would be...
Camlon, the Origin Village.
Well, might as well go on.
Undisagreed.
Let's go, Repeat. I forgot about this. I mean, I remember this. I just didn't remember actually walking around
No
it.
kidding.
General, this is absurd. How long must we keep living like this?
I am protecting you from the invasion by the forces of Highland. I'd expect you to be more grateful, Shepherd.
Huh? This guy's the previous shepherd?
He looks like a doof. A doofus.
This isn't protection, it's house arrest.
Not to mention, the Kingdom of Highland is only acting against us because Roland's moved their army here in the first place.
Looks like they can't hear us.
The Earth in Historia shows that which has
Ah,
transpired.
good old
The
colonialism.
strategic importance of this location cannot be overlooked just because the Shepherd founded a village here. You can trust Highland would say the same.
What, so it was inevitable?
When one considers the rise of the Highland Valkyries, yes.
I've had enough. Just leave us.
Michael, are you really okay with this?
Michael.
Those bastards are treating Lord Maltellus' shrine as their own fortress. How much longer must they blaspheme the Seraphim?
Brother?
It's okay, Muse. He's right that Camlon happens to be a strategically crucial location, given that we're here along the northern border. An army that controls this territory can send troops to the enemy's capital at will. Their interest in our land is sad, but understandable.
Do you really trust the words of that tyrant?
This is funny. I didn't do this before. I only just realized that I could do it.
We believe in. As a lone shepherd, with no other family in the world to call his own, I vow to protect Muse and everyone else. I swear it.
So the Origin Village was occupied by Heldalf.
And then dragged into the chaos of war.
Still, you can understand why neither army could leave it alone.
Oh. Is something wrong, Mikleo?
Huh? Oh, well. The humans were treating Maltellus with scorn and contempt. No wonder his blessing was lost. But there's probably more to the story. Let's head towards the shrine.
Okay, I'm ready.
Could it be Rollins has noticed Michael led Lord Maltellus away from the capital?
No. Much more likely it's just a feint to draw out the forces of the Northern Territory. They just want a pretext to declare war.
This is absurd.
Thoroughly absurd. But that's humans for ya.
You said it. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
According to what the shepherd said, the shrine is full of malevolence, and the village is beginning to lose its blessing.
Oh no, is Maltellus going to become a Hellion?
Let us put faith in the shepherd. He said he would never allow that, even should it cost him his life.
But still, if the shepherd would be lost anyway, wouldn't it be better for us just to evacuate while we can?
There's no way that someone like Michael could ever do such a thing.
Right. He's the shepherd.
Make me like Mike.
He couldn't just abandon Maltellus and let him succumb to malevolence.
Saray.
Hey, where did I go? And Zavid.
If this podunk town can serve as the key to successful conquest of the Northern Territory, then I can suffer the ire of one measly shepherd. What is it?
An enemy attack! The Northerners have arrived!
You're fucking under
Appears to be the
attack.
Highland army!
will not rise to their bait. Assemble the troops. We shall retreat.
We will make no counterattack.
Would you have me throw men away on some meaningless skirmish with Highland? Don't be an imbecile.
Guess this town is destined for the scrap heap after all. The order to retreat, given at once.
Unbelievable! Doesn't he care about the happiness of the villagers?
This trivial nonsense is what got the entire village wiped out?
Stop it!
Stop it.
Saray.
Oh my god, they just stabbed her in the back.
Anything to intervene just makes it worse.
No, Michael.
What on earth is Heldolf doing?
You're so small. How are you so small?
The village and fled.
Filthy Roland scum. Sneak into the mountains.
He's so small, don't touch him. He's just a little guy. He's just a little man. Plus it's his birthday. He's a little birthday boy. You wouldn't hurt a little birthday boy.
How did this happen?
Shepherd, Muse has gone to the shrine
Uh-oh.
What?
to beg the Roland's army for assistance.
But Heldolf said run away. Muse, please be safe. Hurry to the shrine.
Let's go.
Right.
Oh, that it's not that way, and it's not that way. It's back here. I don't know where the shrine is.
Wait, please.
I just went to follow Michael.
I understand that as a fellow shepherd, you feel strong empathy toward him. That is normal. But please, do not forget what Maven told us. You too,
Don't look
Mikleo.
for an answer.
I'm sorry. It's
Just observe.
we can already tell this isn't going to end well.
We've learned more than enough here to put the pieces together at this point.
But we still need to see this through, don't we? Let's go.
Right.
I think they'd look better over the
To say
glasses.
nothing of Saray.
The eyebrows.
Well, of course. He was bound to notice before too long.
Yeah. When you add in the fact that none of this is heading for a happy ending.
We all picked up on it. Mikleo, Muse, and the Shepherd all look too similar not to.
Let's go. We're very close to the whole truth.
Oh, that's why Michael's a twink. It's all coming together.
He's alive. Oh, he's alive. But, oh my god. Now tell us.
Put the nine-tailed fox inside of him
All this
using
loss.
your sealing jutsu.
Now tell us has become a hellion. And this innocent child. All due to the insipid ambitions of one man.
Brother, wait!
No! Don't! Please! Brother!
O ye who brought us this misfortune, I grant thee eternal solitude!
No!
Heldolf, live now and forever in a hell of your own making.
Damn, Michael.
This is my answer.
Wrong answer, I'm afraid. I wonder what Saray's answer will be. Oh, well, I can't save yet.
Stop!
Well, now Heldolf's cursed.
So they anticipated our retreat. You are the Valkyries, I take it?
Their armor is cooler than yours, so
General!
you're kind of fucked.
Heldolf, prepare yourself!
What on
Rose said surely one of his suicide attempts would take.
Just stay away from us, you monster!
So this is a point in the game where if you've played Berseria, you might start to realize
So that's what
that the Shepherd,
So Kittybeard didn't
Lord of
become
Calamity,
She was made one.
the Shepherd, Lord of Calamity relationship is one of the Shepherd's makings, right?
And the one responsible for it was the previous shepherd.
The shepherds, plural, in general, are responsible for Lords of Calamity. And this game...
The same village?
If it's not over yet, then there must be more to it.
doesn't
It's not over, huh?
doesn't quite spell that out.
Close to the end. Shouldn't we just take a quick
I mean, it clearly says it. It just said it. But they kind of do this, but Soray's different.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry I'm not more bummed out myself, I mean.
Rose is just like, what? This is a cool VHS tape that you've shown me.
Whenever a friend of mine is down, if I'm not feeling the same way, I always feel
Oh,
like
I relate,
maybe
Rose.
something's missing from
I
me.
relate.
It's just like he said, Rose. There's nothing you need to apologize for. In fact,
Yeah. Sorry.
Huh?
If anything, we should be the ones sorry for making you worry so much.
No.
we just need a little more time to get our feelings
Neither of you have
sorted
to
out.
apologize. You're
We'll be
all
fine.
friends and
You can
adults
count
who
on it.
are
Gotcha.
relying on each other. You don't need to. There's no apologies that need to happen because no one did anything wrong or regrettable. Where to? In a house? In this house? In this house? No? Well, I can't go this way. How was I... Why did I go the opposite direction of where everyone else went?
What happened?
Was facing, I mean.
Such thick malevolence. I feel
Hi,
sick.
Grandpa.
Malevolence of this impossible
Oh, I can't walk through them.
one thing.
Not now, tell us.
Born far too early by the looks of it. Poor mother and child. Neither of you deserved this. Perhaps this too is fate.
Burrito. This looks delicious. Delicious burrito.
That child's human.
Are we not all the same when we first breathe this air? Save for the vessel we chance into?
But a child born so premature won't last but a few months.
Shut up, Ben Diskin.
Probably so.
You're all over the place, huh?
Muse, my goodness. What happened here?
I'm afraid there's no time to explain.
She's all over the place, too. What's her name?
Before it drifts into Elysium.
Fuck. I know her. She's in everything. And I always forget her name.
Celine's? Could it be she was with child?
I looked this up before, too. Kate Higgins. Kate Higgins. Kate Higgins. It's Kate Higgins.
You would be the sacrifice to seal the path to Elysia? But now Tellus is using the land itself as his vessel. Even if we can trap it here, it would be no more
That's
than
called...
empty consolation.
Actually, I don't know if it's called that in this game, but that big giant staircase is called Empyrean's Throne.
This is something that we humans have brought
It's a place in
upon
Berseria as well.
And the shepherd?
I take it that the shepherd has finally fallen?
That may be so, but fate has blessed us with a thread of hope.
You don't mean to say you will raise these children to become the shepherd and his sub-lord?
For a human and a seraph child raised together, anything is possible. However, it all depends on these children. I humbly accept your two small beacons of hope.
Gramps.
Zenris, I have not the words to thank you. Farewell.
Oh, that's creepy.
Dearest child.
That's a weird looking texture for the burnt baby's face, whose name is Mikleo.
Gramps!
So, Saray, you were a survivor from that village.
And our boy Mickey was refashioned into a seraph.
So I was a sacrifice.
You can cry if you want.
Why would I cry? I'm surprised, to be sure, but I'm not sad. And now we know where Maltellus is. Now the only thing left is our answer.
Right.
So does this mean we found it?
I know now what path I want to take. Though I'm not sure that counts as an answer.
Very well then. Let's consult with Maven once more.
Hey, where'd he go?
Just a little while ago, he was activating the hidden powers of this monolith. He's probably still around here somewhere.
You're right. Let's go look for him.
Alrighty.
Come to think of it, I wonder how this monolith works. How do you think it activates the Earth in Historia?
Probably because this is an Earth Pulse
So-
nexus, don't you think?
Earth Pulse?
I'll let Terror Firma herself do the explaining.
The Earth Pulse is a manifestation of the power of Mother Nature that permeates the Earth.
Exactly. Logren has been known for centuries as a spot where several branches of the Earth Pulse intersect.
This becomes a
You're
major
such an
theme in
expert, why
Berseria.
call me?
Here it
When
is,
you say
laying
it, it's that
foundations.
Much more adorable.
Interesting.
So, the Earth in Historia is reacting to the Earth Pulse.
Could you repeat that in English for dumb bums like me?
Well,
Okay, let's say instead that there's all this water bubbling up here. Then the Earth in Historia would be like a water wheel. When the wheel goes round, it grinds out the record of history, just like it was milling grains.
Oh, okay. Makes sense to me. But then why are the Earth and Historia behaving like a water wheel?
Probably...
I told you. The Earth Pulse is the power of the Earth.
Oh, I see.
The Earth
So
Pulse
if
is the
Maltellus
pulse of the
made
Earth.
The Earth in Historia, and he's using the Earth itself as his vessel.
then probably it's the force of his will that's making them do that.
This Maltellus guy sure seems cool. I wish we knew more about him.
What a sad turn of affairs. There was more to it than just Heldalf and the shepherd Michael. So many factors converged to bring about that disaster.
What happened in that village was so ghastly, you can sort of see how Michael finally came to do what he did. But still, no one except maybe his closest friends ought to buy "I was in the depths of my despair" as an excuse.
Right. The actions he took that day changed the fates of millions.
That's true. It was his thoughtless curse of eternal solitude that paved the way for Kittybeard to become the Lord of Calamity. Without the curse, old Sourpuss never would have hated the world so much. Never would have wanted it to turn into a world of hellions.
You can't blame the people of Highlander Rollins for seeing him as a monster. But I get the sense that deep down, in his own misguided way, he just wants to bring peace to his country.
Some of the blame, too, has to go to the former shepherd for keeping secret the fact that he'd spirited Maltellus away. Because of that, folks who didn't know the true situation wound up desecrating the shrine and causing Maltellus to transform into a hellion.
That's right. If they'd only talked about it more openly, there might have been better understanding and cooperation.
It also looks like the former shepherd didn't really trust anyone other than his own flesh and blood. To those who believed in the shepherd, I can think of no greater wound.
True enough. He may have genuinely wanted every one of them to be happy.
We're all just kind of shit-talking Lila's ex.
Regardless regardless of Michael's circumstances, it doesn't change the fact that what Helga
I mean, they
was
did
unspeakably
they
cruel.
weren't necessarily
He would
romantic.
toss strangers to the wolves just
The
to
same way
further his
Lila
own
and Sarai are
interests.
not romantic, but
None of this comes down to black and white, that's for sure.
Well, Maven told us just to feel and experience what had happened.
I'm just being glib.
We'll go tell him what we felt.
Okay, yeah, and one more thing. The first time I played it, I didn't know how I felt, and I still don't really know how I felt that Sarai and Mikleo are, special. That they have a lineage. So Mikleo is the nephew of the shepherd, and the shepherd, in sacrificing him, turned him into a seraph. That's another theme that will be explored in the prequel. Sarai kind of is just a normal guy, but he was a normal guy who was just happened to survive because he was a neonate, and rescued by the seraphim, was blessed by the seraphim so that he could see them, and raised to be sort of a shepherd. I don't know. It answers the question of how Sarai got to be on Elysium, because that was always going to be a question. I don't know. It's kind of fitting that he's just it would be really dumb if Sarai was Michael's son, right? Like we all know that like your father was the shepherd is a horrible cliche. This is at least one step removed from that, but it still feels like keeping it all in the family, right? Is that really necessary? I don't know. Sarai's not actually part of the family. He's just sort of there. I guess. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it as like a storytelling device. It feels a little cliche. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to go get dinner. I'm hungry. Bye.